One of the new features that we have brought to Blubrry is revolving around what is known as Value for Value, or V4V. It is one of the most complicated features we've ever brought to the platform, but one that is full of unlimited potential and one that we are very excited about. The Value for Value model is simply stated as you giving value to your audience and them giving you value back in the way of their time, treasure, support. Oftentimes, that time might be supported by donating, helping you with show notes or something to that effect. But for the model that we're introducing today at Blubrry, and specifically in the Blubrry Dashboard, as well as the WordPress PowerPress combination, is the Value for Value model in which listeners are able to donate to your show in micro donations. So, what I want to explain to you, first of all, is just a little bit about what this is and what it means to you. We have connected with a company called Albi to be able to allow you to participate in this model. Albi is a platform that participates in what is called the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network operates on Satoshis. A Satoshi is the smallest form of denomination of a Bitcoin. 100 millionth of a Bitcoin, 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin is one Satoshi. So in today's marketplace, one Satoshi is like maybe, a decimal of a penny. 1,000 Satoshis might be, right, today's marketplace worth about 25 cents. This is not a crypto investing scheme. It's about giving your listeners the ability to promote and to support your show through micro donations with very low processing fees. If I was to send $1 to a podcaster via PayPal, 49 cents of that would be wrapped up in processing fees. It's not efficient to send a micro donation through Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, or even PayPal. But it is in this Value for Value model where I could send literally $1 worth of Satoshis, which would be about 4,000 Satoshis, and pay about a penny for a processing fee to get the donation to the podcaster. Another thing is supported in this is the apps. The apps that have implemented this over at newpodcastapps.com generally take a 1 to 3% fee as a way to continually support their development of the app without you having to pay $5, $6, $7 a month as a support token on the Apple App Store, which they only get 30%. Some of the apps still do have a premium subscription model, but most are earning their way through this Value for Value model. The Podcast Index, which put this together, also earns a percentage point as well. But in the end, the podcaster gets 100% of what you would get 100% of what your listener has donated to you. Let's talk about this experimental setting here. You'll see in here I've got an address that says Blubrry at Get Albi. It's got a whole bunch of custom keys, custom value, a real long pub key, and a split. We do not expect you to understand what this means. All you'll have to do within the Blubrry dashboard to get started is to click the Visit Albi link above, and you'll be able to sync your Get Albi account over to Blubrry, and this information will autofill. For those of you more adventurous, maybe you are working with a fountain app or you have your own node, and again, that gets really, really complicated. You can fill your own information in here as well. The only differences we want you to be aware of is make sure that the split number up here, 100, if you add additional split, which you can, if you have a co-host, you can set your split to 50, and then if your co-host enters his Get Albi address, then what would happen there and pull that information in is you could set his split at 50% as well, so that you would split the proceeds equally, each going to each other's wallets. So again, these are donations that are done by through apps that are found at newpodcastapps.com. Your listener would have to fund a wallet either at Alby or in Fountain or one of the other apps that you use. There is an education process that has to happen with this. We've done a lot of videos already on talking about this, and we'll have some dedicated ones on how to educate your audience about how to participate in this. The most beautiful thing about this particular model is when people send you a donation, they can also send a note. So if I let me load the page, I should have had it ready here. Through a dashboard like this, you can actually see the donations that have come in, how many users are contributing, where the income streams are coming from. And also there's a cool thing called Boostgrams. Boostgrams is where people can send you a message with their donation. Here, this listener sent me 500 Satoshis. It was from Heather Faye. She said, I listen to podcasts when I do chores, also during all other scenarios mentioned. So basically, she was listening to the show on demand, got to a certain point in the episode where she wanted to make a comment. She sent 500 sats over. Here's another one, 27,777 sats, where Adam at 1999 said, if podcasters want to save time, learn how to record directly to tape. Doing everything in post-production is the biggest time suck. In other words, do everything, have the best show possible when you record so you don't have to edit. Also, there's the ability to see live boosts come in, and these would be people that are contributing to the show as they listen by the minute. They can actually contribute by the minute. So again, this is one of the dashboards that will be available to you to see the type of donations coming in, where they're coming from, and it makes a higher level engagement when it comes to the way I compare this is if I was getting emails to my show, I would never get as many emails as I would these types of interactions while the listeners actually participating in the app. In other words, they're staying in the app, they're sending a donation, they're making a comment, they're participating in comment streams. This is the value that we're starting to see with this new value for value model tied to live or even tied to live on demand. We hope that you'll get educated on this and continue to listen to our tutorials on Value for Value. If you like this feature and would like to learn more, go over to blubrry.com and search for Podcasting 2.0 and review the full list of features that we've made available to the podcasters that host their podcast at blubrry.com.